Step number 3, probably the most critical element of all of the 7 steps, is content and tone. Do you want to be funny and cute and entertaining? Do you want to be very business and professional? So even when you write, the words that you use can clearly differentiate the size of the words, the number of syllables, whether you talk about leveraging existing partnerships and extrapolating their value versus meet friends and influence people. Okay? It's just a matter of what words fit who you are and what your personal style is and how you want to be interpreted out in the business world. So that's very important. So we have mini steps because Dom only gave me 7. So I cheated. Oops, sorry, Dan's not in here, is he? I leveraged the opportunity. So get to your point. Okay, for those with the attention deficit disorder, how much time do you have when I'm reading through the email? So your readership, how much time do you have to capture their attention in your subject title? 5 seconds? What else?
3 seconds.
3 seconds. Anyone else? You're gonna be shocked. 1.4. That's actually a legitimate statistic. Studies have proven it. Lon Safco is the social media Bible. Everybody should read it. Great guy, very approachable if you ever have a chance to hear him speak. But most importantly, the content that he supplies is very valid, very readable.
What was that again?
Lon Safco. It's on the back page of here. Social media Bible. Excellent book. But he basically says 1.4. How long do you have so say you have an incredibly compelling subject title. How long do you have to hook them and pull them in and so they read the rest of the newsletter?
If you haven't got them in the first 18 seconds, you haven't got them.
18 seconds? Okay. Anyone else? You're afraid now. Okay, so it's actually 5. 5 seconds. So that's not much time. 5 seconds is 2 sentences. If I read the first 2 sentences and they are interesting to me, and think about it, business owners, we should be talking about revenue, value, time, team, exit strategy, whatever is applying to the target audience that you're sending it to. One tip, and we'll talk about this shortly, distribution lists. Be thinking about the fact that you can write multiple e-newsletters to multiple distribution lists. You do not have to do just one, but if you're going to do multiples, understand who you're sending these to, because you can have different tones and different content, different verbiage, right? So keeping it short, scrolling is your enemy. Seriously. We actually talk about above the crease when I work with newsletter authors. Above the crease means no scrolling. So depending on the size of your screen, whether it's an iPad or a regular laptop, I have a 15.6. A friend of mine has a 17.4 or some large number like that. The thing's huge, but it's not. It's mostly long more than it is tall. So you still have that crease issue. In my particular case, I keep my windows very small. So you've got to think about what's most important for your content. So a suggested format. This isn't something that we have to live by, but it really is about what you want to include. And I want to open this up to the group. But typically, what we've seen be most successful is 2 text sections, a joke, some sort of humor, a testimonial or a business quotation, because you're establishing value through what others say. And then a graphic, potentially a promotion. Talk about disc. Anyone who receives this e-newsletter can get a disc. You will want to link back to your website in the newsletter so that you can increase your organic search results for your website. So this is another way to do that. What else? What else can we put in there? A call to action. What else should we put in a newsletter? What else have you found that was compelling or interesting? Pictures, that's good. A quick case study. So what elements would be included in that?
Just really what a business owner's issue challenge was and how he answered it.
Perfect. Issue and solution. So a quick case study. Excellent idea. So the newsletters that I've worked on or that I have in my own are 2 sentences is the text section, and then a read more button. And the read more button takes you to a spot on my website that finishes the article. And one of the things that I mentioned in the next section is how many people here blog? So just so we know, everybody's clear about this, is if you give it a funny name, people are going to go, I don't know if I know how to do that. So blogging is just basically 100 words about something about that you feel comfortable and knowledgeable about. So my background is in high technology, but I also have business background, particularly around marketing, sales, and customer service. So I will blog about pricing strategy or a hotel's customer service, the ability to be able to talk to me at the front desk and how they handled a particular issue. So, and then right at the very end, I always put, these are just my thoughts. What do you think? And that way, in the blog, you have a chance to respond. Well, oh, by the way, every blog you write is a newsletter. So,
I'm just going to ask, that's the biggest thing. Honestly, I personally struggle with is really what's the difference between a newsletter and a blog, and why would I have both?
So there's lots of reasons why to have both. A lot of it is focused around increasing your organic search results on your website, right? So a blog is really conversational, though. An e-newsletter is me talking to you without your ability to respond. Now, one of the challenges with this is part of what blogs do is they allow people to interact, all right? And that is one of the biggest ways that we grow our businesses today is based on social media. What makes it social? Right. So when you do an e-newsletter, that's one of the reasons it has to be short. Who cares? I can't comment on this. I can't respond. I can't interact and see what everybody else thinks. So it better be compelling and it better be relevant. Whereas with a blog, you can kind of go, I think we should all price everything at $9.99. What do you guys think? And all of a sudden, you'll get all these other coaches from Focalpoint coming in and saying, stop doing that. So absolutely. So it's typically the newsletter is the shorter version and the blog can be an expanded version because that's really your interaction. That's your way to draw people in. And so it's very important for you to be able to that's why the newsletter has to be a draw. Want to know more? Go to Pam's Perspective. That's the name of my blog. And so you can pontificate more in a blog. The reason why I said it's short is because I don't want to scare everybody off from doing it. But blogs can actually be as long as you want them to be.
Okay, but the main purpose of the blog is to generate
interaction.
Ongoing interaction.
Absolutely.
And it's important to maintain that as your objectives, generate interaction, in which
right.
you can drip educate them later.
Right, exactly. And that's the beauty of a newsletter is that some people are more likely to read it. It's got to be entertaining. That's the one thing you've got to remember is that they're reading this for entertainment value and for potentially for business value, but it's got to be interesting. The example I gave for subject titles of Scottsdale Synergy BNI Networking e-news, not interesting. Skipped that, deleted it. The only reason I printed it beforehand is so I could read it to you. So that was it. I didn't go any further with that. One piece of advice that I have found valuable is in writing several articles at once. So if you don't blog, here's your chance to do both at the same time. You know, if you come back from a coaching session, you're like, I cannot believe that they don't understand that marketing takes 3 to 4 months in order for it to take effect. And it's like, geez, I'm upset enough upset about this to write about it, right? So you can just go, everybody should understand that this is how long it takes, and here is why. All right, well, now you've got content for a newsletter and a blog. Perfect. So, and as maybe there's 3 of those topics that happen in one coaching session. Or you can go through the Brian Tracy modules and go, what sticks with me? What am I running into most? Write about it. But again, remember that this is entertainment.